Hi, in this video I will tell you about few things that worked for my cousin while he was applying for jobs and preparing for his interview as a fresher. These few things worked for him and I'm sure it will work for you as well. I'm dividing this video into two parts. Part 1 will have 4 strategies that you can apply while you are preparing for the interview, and part 2 will have 3 strategies that you can apply during the interview. So let's get started. Part 1. Strategy number 1. Train your brain to think in English. Most interviews are conducted in English. So when you learn how to express yourself in English, you have won half the battle. You can train your brain how to think in English by applying few things in your everyday life. One of the things is by practicing speaking in English every day. If you do not have somebody with whom you can practice speaking in English on an everyday basis, what you can do is you can do mirror practice. You can stand in front of the mirror and talk to yourself. You can also practice reading book aloud in front of the mirror. When you do this, you will improve your confidence and you will also improve your fluency in English. There are other techniques as well that you can apply to train your brain how to think in English. I've made a video on that called 1 technique to improve your English in 30 days. I will leave the link somewhere here and also in the description below. I highly recommend that you watch that video. Strategy number 2. Learn a new skill. When my cousin was applying for jobs and preparing for interview, one of the best things that he did was he learned a new skill. I taught him the basic of Excel like VLOOKUP, how to put formulas, how to do data analysis through charts and diagrams, and trust me, it really helped him. When you have a skill that is valued in any role, your chances of being selected increases. When he got a job offer from 2 international companies, he was selected for a role of data analysis where he had to handle a lot of data. So the new skill that he had picked up really helped him in his role and also in cracking the interview. Strategy number 3. Study the JD carefully. What is a JD? JD means job description. When you are looking for jobs and applying for jobs, you generally go to job portals, and there in any job you find a section wherein the skill required and roles and responsibilities are defined. So that is a job description. It is very important to read that job description carefully. JD gives an insight into what an organization is looking for in a candidate for a particular role. When you study the JD carefully, it is going to give you a lot of things that you can add while answering the questions of the interviewers. For example, you might be asked, why do you want this particular job or particular role? You can talk about the skills that you have, and that is also mentioned in the JD, and how it will benefit both the organization and you. For example, if one of the skill or key responsibility is managing team and project, you can say something like, in my current role, I have a small team of 2 people and I, along with my team, manage 3 projects. I can definitely use this experience of team and project management in my current role. I also understand that in this current role, I'll be required to handle a much larger team size as well as client, and I definitely see a growth in my learning curve if I'm to be selected for this role. Strategy number 4. Mock interviews. What are mock interviews? Mock interviews are basically kind of role plays wherein you are pretending to give an interview. So you can do this while you're sitting alone, or you can also ask a family member to help you with the role play, or a friend also. You can ask a friend also to help you during the role play. So the friend or the family member is going to ask you questions and you're going to answer. What will a mock interview help you in? Mock interview will help you, one, in building your confidence, and two, it will also give you an idea as to how you respond to different questions. So when you do this again and again and again, you mentally become very prepared for the questions that the interviewers are going to ask you. It might not be the same questions, but it prepares you mentally that, okay, now this person is going to ask me a question and I'm confident enough to give answers. So mock interview is a must while preparing for job interviews. Part 2. Here I will tell you about 3 strategies that you should apply while you are giving an interview, that is during the interview. Strategy number 1, postures and gestures. What are postures? Postures is the way you keep your body, the way you stand, the way you sit, the way you cross your hand or way you cross your leg. And gestures are your facial expressions, your nods, your hand movements. Those are all gestures. And when you combine the posture and the gesture, you have a body language. When you are in an interview, if you're slouching and sitting, what does this particular body posture tell you? It tells you that I am either very tired, I'm not confident, or I'm not interested. Yeah, so never sit slouching like this. When you sit straight, it gives you an impression that you are alert, you are here, and you're ready to take on the interview. Another posture that is very wrong is when you're sitting and crossing your hands like this. Now, when I'm crossing my hands like this, it shows that I'm not open to feedback. I'm not an open person. Yeah. Well, you might have seen when you have arguments, some people just don't want to listen and they become like this, right? So that means that you're not open. You're not open to somebody else's point of view. So don't ever sit like this in an interview. It does not give a good impression. You would rather sit with your arms on your lap and be very relaxed. The next thing to be careful is about your facial expression. Whether you are sitting in a very grumpy mood, like the whole world is coming down crumbling, or whether you have a nice, pleasant smile on your face. You don't have to have a big grin on your face, like somebody is in front of you and cracking jokes. No, you don't have to do that. All that you need to do is just be comfortable and have a pleasant smile on your face. Not too big, not too small. Something like this, yeah, where it shows that you're confident and you're pleasant. Next thing is how you move your hands. When you're talking, if your hand movements, if your palm is facing towards the person you're talking to, it means that you're open to feedback. You want that person's feedback and you're a very open person. When you have a positive body language, it sends out a positive vibe to the interviewer as well. And it helps in having a very smooth conversation and a relaxed conversation. And that is going to help you in being a little bit more confident and not tense. So try this out. Strategy number 2, decoding questions. Even a simple and straightforward question can give a lot of insight into your personality depending upon how you're going to answer that question. So listen very carefully to all the questions that is being asked. For example, a simple question like tell me something about yourself can give a lot of insight into the person that you are. In my experience as an HR, I had almost all the candidates talk about their family background, their hobbies, their siblings, their love for food, their love for music, etc. when this question was asked, which is okay. But if you actually decode the question, the interviewer actually wants to know what you bring to the table or why you should be hired for this job. You should talk about your skills, your past experiences, and your achievements, which makes you a fit candidate for this particular role. I'm not saying that you should not talk about your family or your hobby. You can briefly touch upon your family background, your education. And if your hobby adds value to the role that you're applying for, you should definitely touch upon it. For example, If you're applying for an admin role and one of the key responsibility is food vendor management and you are a foodie, you can definitely add that you are a foodie and you have tried foods in different parts of the city or the country, and you have a laundry list of vendors. And you can definitely use this to bring some innovation and cost effectiveness to the role. Strategy number 3. This strategy is the simplest of all, but also a very important one. That is, remember the name of the interviewer. It may sound very trivial, but remembering a person's name shows that you care and that you are a people person. It also adds confidence to your personality. In corporate and international companies, it is very common to address somebody with their first name. You do not address your junior or your senior or your team member, your colleagues basically, by calling them sir or ma'am. In most of the companies, there is a culture that you address them by name. So it is very important to remember the name of the person that you interact with. It gives you confidence, it shows you as a people person, and it also tells that you pay attention to small things in life. And that says a lot about you. So these were my few strategies that helped my cousin crack his interview and get a job. He was able to land 2 job offers with international companies in less than 2 months by applying these strategies. So I hope it helps you. Do let me know in the comment below which strategies were your favorite and which were your least. I would really love to know that. If you have learned something in this video and have enjoyed it, you might want to check out these videos as well. And please do subscribe to the channel. Give a thumbs up if you have liked it. Give a thumbs down if you think you did not like it. I would really love to know it. And till next time, keep smiling and keep shining. Bye-bye.